Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. Forget that date, it's the wrong one. It's not November 1st, it is November the 2nd of 2023. It's gotten a little hectic in here this morning. We're driving solo. Aaron Glandon and Dan have other assignments they're taking care of today. Earlier, we had a guest. We've got a preview show to go, so things are a little tight as far as running a little behind here. But yeah, it's not November 1st. It's Thursday, November 2nd. Good to have you along with us today on this edition of Litter Media Live. Let's take a look at the weather, shall we? Partly sunny. High today of 51. Why are you so excited, Mike? Well, that's a little warmer than it was yesterday because it was only about 45 yesterday. Still cold at night, though, lows of 30. For Friday, partly sunny skies, highs a little warmer, 58, with a nighttime low 38. So we're 58 high, 38 low on Friday. I'd say by kickoff on Friday night football, you're looking at temperatures probably in the mid-40s, upper 40s, but as the evening goes, that temperature will continue to go down. But here's the weather map for today, which shows those 50, low 50-degree highs that are going to be with us. But yes, actually we're talking about it even a little bit warmer for the weekend. A lot to talk about today, and our show topics and sports all coming up here on Litter Media Live, but we also want to tell you about the good folks at Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Still working on that fall cleanup project around your property? Well, give them a call, 253-8389 for a free estimate. You can see in our ghost map in the background, they're not only taking care of Ross, but surrounding counties as well. Give them a call for, again, that free estimate at Scioto Valley Dumpster.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance, on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Check out your area McDonald's restaurants in Chillicothe, Circleville, Waverly, and Greenfield. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Let's jump into your headlines, and if you're looking for news, be sure to always put us first at littermedia.com. That's what the website looks like right there. If you'd missed this yesterday, Dan Ramey talked with Steve Hummel of the Weejuns rock group here out of Chillicothe. They've been performing for many moons, let's say. Back into the early 60s is when they got started. Well, this is kind of like the farewell tour for the Weejuns, and Steve was in to talk about their all-in concert coming up at Bishop Fletcher School November the 11th. Doors open that day at 6 p.m., and the music gets underway at 7. General admission tickets are $10 at the door, or you can get them through eventbrite.com. Cribs for Kids will be at the Pike County WIC office on Thursday, November the 16th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., moms must be at least 32 weeks pregnant or have a child less than 1 year old to qualify. Sign-ups are before November 16th, or mention this ad that you heard from us on Litter Media to get a free pack of diapers. Contact Jillian Woods at 775-1146. Again, that's a Ross County number, but it's benefiting Pike County WIC, or you can call the Pike County WIC office directly at 947-2131 to sign up today. Happy birthday. We were singing happy birthday to producer Aaron Glandon yesterday. Well, did you know that the State Highway Patrol was also celebrating an anniversary in their own right? The Highway Patrol turned 90. And earlier this week, with the support of the Ohio History Connection and the Ohio Army National Guard, They commemorated its 90th anniversary with the placement of an Ohio historical marker at a ceremony held at Camp Perry in Ottawa County. You say, well, why up there? Well, the first time that an Ohio historical marker honored the patrol is now, but it was back in 1933 the patrol was created and more than 5,000 applicants applied for the 125 openings to join the newly formed division. It was the Ohio National Guard who volunteered the use of their facilities on Lake Erie shores, and Camp Perry became the site of the first cadet class, which commenced on October the 3rd of 1933. So that's why they put the marker up at Camp Perry, because that's where the first cadet academy was held. But the Highway Patrol celebrating 90 years of existence. Waterways Safety Council will hold a quarterly meeting November the 15th at 9 a.m. The WSC is a citizen advisory council which provides input on boating issues to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. The meeting is available for participation online. ODNR Division of Parks and Watercraft will brief council members on the status of ongoing projects and issues impacting recreational boating in the state of Ohio. The Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Electronic and Recycling Shredding Day will be held November the 16th between 3 and 6:30 p.m. at their Community Action Center Recycling Building. That's on East Main Street in Lancaster. Saturday, November the 25th, has been designated as Small Business Saturday, a day to celebrate and support small businesses and all they do for our communities. This year, we know that small businesses need our support now more than ever as they navigate, retool, and pivot from the efforts and effects of the coronavirus pandemic. Join the SBA and organizations across the nation in supporting your local small businesses by shopping at a small business anytime, especially coming up on November the 25th. We do have some road information for you today. Department of Transportation is seeking public input for repairing a landslide on U.S. Route 52 in Scioto County. This is between Brazos Run Road and the entrance to Portsmouth West Schools. Route 52 would remain open during that project. Now, it's a landslide repair, but it's a major one. And they are wanting your comments on this before April 1st of 2024. I thought that was kind of a long window, but that's what was in their press release. So unless there was a mistake there, that's what they're asking for. Those are your headlines. Coming up on sports here in just a moment. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for more than 4 decades. We're in that time of year where you're going from cooling your home to heating your home. Pretty much now it's all heat in our home. But if you need some plumbing work done as well, I can tell you, full disclosure, Mike Smith and Laura Smith have used both the heating, or actually all three, the heating, cooling, and plumbing from our friends at Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. When we come back, sports.
Budweiser beer, the king is second.
Who drinks Budweiser? You know the type. The people who grind. Those who don't back down. And the ones who don't quit. They say all people are 6 degrees of separation away from each other. But some are just a 6-pack away. The people who share the same spirit, share the same beer. This Bud's for you.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Let's jump into the sports, and we start out with our Litter Media Radio Game of the Week, which is Bloom Carroll at Jackson tomorrow night in week 2 of playoff action, and we'll talk more about this game coming up here at noon today, right back here at Litter Media's Facebook Live for our preview show. We have comments from both coaches from Bloom Carroll and also Jackson Dan Ramey got all of that put together. And, of course, we'll name our Athlete of the Week from the fine folks sponsored Neil Coleman Insurance and Wyandotte Group Insurance. All that coming up here at noon today. Mid-State League released information on both soccer and their all-league football teams. Mid-State League named their all-league boys and girls soccer teams. The boys squad was led by league champ Fairfield Union, who we're going to hear about again here in just a moment, and their Caleb Redding, who was named Player of the Year. The girls' All-MSL champ is Bloom Carroll, led by MSL Player of the Year Tessa Brooks. As we told you, the All-MSL Buckeye football team has been released as well. We had that up earlier in the day yesterday. You can go to our website at littermedia.com to get all of that information. Of course, there were tri-champs in the league, so Logan Elm, Bloom Carroll, and Hamilton Township pretty much led the list. Pay no attention to Tuesday on that screenshot. That was a mistake I made last night. It was last night, Division II Regional Soccer, Fairfield Union. We were just talking about MSL Player of the Year, Caleb Redding. Well, he scored both of the Falcons' goals last night in a 2-1 win over Marietta. And in the Division III Regional Semifinal, what basically was an SOC battle, South Webster edged Wheelersburg 1-0 in overtime. That game was scoreless heading into the extra period. Regional volleyball action is tonight. Division II, Marietta is involved in regional semifinals. Division II, Adena is playing South Webster. That's a 7:30 match at Logan. And Waterford in Division IV against Shekinah Christian. Sad note in basketball that has an Ohio connection. The great Bob Knight passed away at age 83. He led Indiana to 3 national championships and many, many Big Ten titles. Of course, the Ohio connection. Bob Knight was from Orrville, Ohio, and went to Ohio State and played there when Jerry Lucas and Bob Havlicek, John Havlicek, and that great team that won the national championship in 60 and was national runner-up in 61 and 62 to some team in southwest Ohio called the Bearcats of Cincinnati. But yes, our condolences to the family of Bob Knight, Bobby passing away yesterday at age 83. Yesterday, we were talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers losing to the Knicks. Well, they came right back and played last night, and the Cleveland Cavs got some revenge. They beat the Knicks 95-89. And we have a world champion in baseball. The Texas Rangers were 11-0 on the road in all of their postseason games, and they wrapped up the World Championship last night with a 5-0 win over Arizona. They took that series 4-1. Bruce Bochy, who had great success with the San Francisco Giants, leading them to a couple of world titles, now has one with the Texas Rangers. So now we start paying attention to what are the Reds and Guardians going to do in the offseason to improve their lot. Of course, the Reds had an above 500 year, which was great, but they obviously need some pitching help. Let's see what happens in the postseason. We're going back to 1947 when we wrap up with this date in history, all coming up next on Litter Media Live.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
At Rathkamp Financial, we provide wealth management services that may ease clients' fears of financial loss and help them retire comfortably. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
When ensuring what's important to you, Andy Tomlinson and his associates are there when you need them the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit TomlinsonINS.com to learn more.
Well, we always like to say hello to people that are watching here on our Litter Media Live each day. Maren McAllister, who was one of our features a number of months back out of Ohio Christian University. And Aunt Ruth, love you. Good to see you always tuned in. We always wrap up with this date in history, just kind of whet your appetite on what's happened in the past. Some of you might even remember this if you're old enough. 1947. The Hughes flying boat, at one time the largest aircraft ever built, is piloted by designer Howard Hughes on its first and only flight. Built with laminated birch and spruce, hence the nickname the Spruce Goose, the massive wooden aircraft had a wingspan longer than a football field and was designed to carry more than 700 men to battle for World War II. But development of the Spruce Goose, which cost $23 million, I can't even imagine what that would be today, and took so long that the war had ended by the time it was finally completed in 1946. The aircraft had many detractors, and Congress demanded that Hughes prove the plane airworthy or they wouldn't pay for it. Well, on this date in 1947, Hughes obliged, taking the H-4 prototype out onto Long Beach Harbor, California for an unannounced flight test. And yes, it did get up off the water and flew for a few thousand feet. Didn't get very high in the air. They didn't want to take it up there for obvious reasons. But it did fly. The Spruce Goose is now housed at the Evergreen Aviation Museum in McKinville, Oregon. And that's what happened on this date in 1947. That's a wrap for our daily program today. Don't forget to join us right back here at noon today for our Litter Media Radio preview for the game of the week. Of course, we also run this on the radio, so if you're running or listening to this on Friday night before our pregame at 6:50, we're talking live on Thursday, but you'll hear it again on Friday night. But our preview show for the Bloom Carroll at Jackson playoff football game, probably one of the top games in all of southeastern Ohio on Friday night for week 2. But we'll be previewing that coming up here in just a little bit. So stay with us. Good to have you with us, and stay on board for about 40 minutes from now. We'll be right back at you with another edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Mike Smith.